The Labour Party's shadow cabinet members are struggling to defend Sue Gray's appointment as Keir Starmer's new chief of staff. Here is Jonathan Ashworth being destroyed by BBC's Laura Kuenssberg. It's quite rare, but it does happen sometimes when Laura Kuenssberg of the BBC does her job really well. This one is earlier this morning. You had Jonathan Ashworth from the Labour Party and the Shadow Cabinet being brave enough to accept the invitation of the BBC and Laura Kuenssberg to go on her show to answer some basic questions. Usually, when you're in the opposition, your job is a lot easier because all you have to do is criticise the government and just come up with some empty promises. And, you know, for the future, we have this policy, we have that policy. The Labour Party are a fascinating entity. Even when they're going up in the polls and the Tories are completely destroying themselves, the Labour Party manage to not just miss an open goal, but they shoot themselves in the foot and they destroy their own opportunity. Let's go and watch this clip that I have, this interview between Jonathan Ashworth and Laura Kuenssberg. She was simply asking him about Sue Gray's dodgy appointment, a civil servant instantly becoming a political chief of staff to the opposition party, and he a little bit struggled.
Don't you know when those conversations began?
Well, personally, I've not been privy to them, and I'm not privy to HR decisions in the Labour Party.
But it matters because this is about the neutrality of the civil service and the integrity of the civil service, which for so long has been something that her reputation suggests Sue Gray has taken so dear. The rules state very clearly, if you want to know, it's in the Directory of Civil Service Guidance. It says contact between senior civil servants and members of the opposition should always be cleared with departmental ministers.
That's simple. It's been the case. We already did a video about this just before this one on the channel about other permanent secretaries of government departments now reminding civil servants of this basic rule. Why do they have to remind the civil servants of this very simple, obvious rule that those of us who are not even in government, common sense says, yeah, that probably exists?
She was meant to get permission to begin conversations with Keir Starmer. Do you know if that didn't happen? Because if it didn't happen, if she didn't seek permission, then she broke the rules. And Keir Starmer then has been part of breaking the rules that are there to protect the integrity of the civil service.
But you're asking me to speculate on a process when Sue Gray will outline all of this in the proper way when she will follow the procedures.
Does it matter if she broke the rules?
Well, you're asking me to speculate on something when...
No, don't speculate. You're a senior member of the Shadow Cabinet. You surely have had conversations with your dear leader, Keir. You should know. It's not speculating. He's probably told you.
I've not been privy to the conversations.
That's not speculation. I'm asking
you're asking me to engage in a hypothetical, if I may say so.
I'm asking you a direct question, Jonathan Ashworth. Does it matter to you if Sue Gray did not follow the rules to the letter when she was talking to Keir Starmer about coming to work for the Labour Party?
I'm confident that Sue Gray is a woman of immense integrity, and she will set all of this out as she follows the proper processes and procedures that one does when you are a senior civil servant and you leave the...
You're just saying things, and I'm so proud of Laura Kuenssberg. It's a rare situation when I praise Laura Kuenssberg, but she's doing a great job. He keeps trying to shift the conversation line to make it hypothetical, and she's not getting distracted. She's focusing on what actually matters, the truth.
Service.
I think the problem that some viewers might find with all of this is everyone understands the civil service is absolutely meant to be beyond reproach, completely neutral. Keir Starmer is someone who, in this studio and very often, sets huge store by integrity, transparency, following the rules to the letter.
Yeah.
But the way this has all come out, the way that they have done whatever deal it is for her to go and work for the party, it just creates a sense that actually, when it suits him, he was willing to do something that to some people looks a bit underhand.
No, if I may say so, I disagree with you. I think it shows that a prospect of Keir as a Prime Minister in a Labour government, you know, if we win the trust of the British people, we are taking absolutely nothing for granted. But it shows how seriously people are taking that prospect. And I think it is a good thing that Sue Gray wants to come and work.
You're just saying words. You're just saying things. You don't even know what you're saying at this point. You just come back to your repeating a robotic line. I love my dear leader, Keir Starmer. I'm sorry, Keir Starmer. It's nonsensical. They're all a bunch of robots in politics, in British politics. Everybody's a robot. When they get into trouble, when they get nervous, they just go back to the corner and switch on their robot, whatever they have, and they go, I love my dear leader. We will be a good government. The British public will obey. You remember when Jeremy Corbyn said, the public will obey when socialism comes. They make it very hard for us to be angry at the Tory cabinet. Because the Tory government have been absolutely shambolic. But when I see this, the Labour Party, I'm like, what do we do? But the sad reality is because they keep presenting us with two options, Team Red and Team Blue. The good thing is this country is not a two-party system. Culturally, it's become a two-party system. It's a top two-party system. There's a difference. You can, and historically it's been proven, all you have to do as a third party or fourth party, you replace the top two. And that's simply because of the structure of the House of Commons. You've got government and opposition. But at least we are still more open than the American system, which is, by default, a two-party system. It's actually a closed two-party system. If you're an independent or a third party, or a libertarian party or green party, you won't even get platformed during the presidential debates, let alone anything else. So it's still a better system here, but it's not really perfect. But we get sick and tired because the media and the culture and everybody else keep talking about Tory and Labour, Tory and Labour. So a lot of people in the country who are not really following politics on a daily basis, they have a job, they have a life, they're not all nerdy like us, they only find out about the two parties. They don't even know that there could be an alternative. So it's the responsibility of the media, the culture, and smaller parties to tell the public we exist, we are credible, we could be organized. I don't really care if it's going to be left-wing or right-wing. We just need a proper challenger to the main two parties in the establishment. Anyway, let me know what you think. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.